Nó đèn nó sáng lên không? Không à? Nó mở ra không? Cho đèn sáng lên. Vậy nó mở lắm. Video ấy.
Vậy diện ở đây vậy mà.
Cái gì?
Diện ở đây vậy mà.
Cái mở thành kịch tối mồm.
Ai có điện thoại cả lớn nhỏ nếu là một hình cá thì các đi qua của là cá nào đây là cái điện thoại thì điện thoại cả lớn sẽ là một hình
Blackheads, medically called open comedones, are not dirty pores, but the visible end result of a predictable follicle process. Every pore is the opening of a hair follicle. The follicle wall is lined by skin cells that mature and shed continuously. Sebum, skin oil, flows through the follicle to the surface, and when shedding becomes uneven, sticky, or excessive, those dead cells mix with sebum and compact into a plug. If the pore opening stays open to air, the surface of that plug oxidizes and darkens, which is why it looks black even though the material inside is often pale and waxy. So preventing blackheads is not about scrubbing harder, squeezing more often, or chasing constant extractions, but about keeping the follicle lining shedding normally, keeping oil flowing outward instead of thickening and sticking inside the pore, protecting the skin barrier so chronic irritation stays low, and reducing day-to-day triggers such as friction, occlusion, sweat buildup, hair product residue, and incomplete removal of sunscreen or makeup film. Because comedones develop gradually and clear gradually, prevention is a long-game system measured in weeks to months, and the most reliable results come from consistency with a small number of proven steps, rather than intensity with many steps. This is general educational information, not a personal medical diagnosis. So, if you have severe pain, deep nodules, scarring, rapidly worsening acne, repeated infections, or significant irritation, it's safest to consult a qualified clinician for individualized care. Start by setting expectations that keep you consistent instead of frustrated. Pores are normal structures and everyone has them. The goal is not to erase pores, but to keep them clear and calm, so they appear smoother and less prominent, and so fewer new plugs form. And it helps to understand that many tiny dots on the nose are not true blackheads, but sebaceous filaments, normal oil structures, inside pores that refill quickly. So the aim there is usually to reduce their appearance rather than expecting permanent disappearance. Repeatedly stripping or squeezing sebaceous filaments often irritates the pore opening and can make pores look larger and more obvious, which is the opposite of what you want. A practical prevention framework is to control 4 variables without overcomplicating your routine. Remove surface films thoroughly without damaging the barrier. Normalize cell turnover inside the follicle so plugs don't compact, to support the barrier, so inflammation stays low and you can tolerate effective actives consistently, and lower the daily congestion load from occlusion, sweat, friction, residue, and product buildup. When these 4 variables are managed steadily, pores tend to remain clearer, the skin surface feels smoother, and the cycle of clear for a day, then clogged again becomes less intense. The foundation begins with cleansing done correctly, because blackhead-prone routines typically fail in one of 2 ways: under-cleansing that leaves films behind, or over-cleansing that strips the barrier. Both can worsen congestion through different mechanisms. Under-cleansing leaves behind sunscreen, long-wear makeup, setting sprays, thicker moisturizers, environmental particles, and sometimes hair product residue. Those films behave like a sticky layer at the pore opening, trapping sebum and dead cells, and encouraging plugs to compact. And this is especially common with water-resistant sunscreen and long-wear foundation, because the face can feel clean after a quick wash, while a thin film remains, particularly along the sides of the nose, the hairline, the jawline, under the chin, and around the mouth where people often cleanse less thoroughly. If you notice that blackheads keep returning in the same product-heavy zones, treat leftover film as a likely culprit. Over-cleansing is the opposite error. Hot water, harsh detergents, frequent alcohol-based toners, stiff cleansing brushes, gritty scrubs, repeated deep cleaning steps, And cleansers that leave the skin squeaky can disrupt barrier function and inflame the pore opening. Inflamed skin sheds less evenly, becomes more reactive, and may produce rebound oil in response, creating the loop where the face feels oily and sensitive at the same time, and pores clog more easily. And then the person scrubs more, which perpetuates the cycle. Irritation also makes it harder to use the ingredients that actually prevent comedones, because stinging and redness force you to stop or reduce frequency, and inconsistent use slows improvement. A prevention-friendly cleanse is thorough but gentle. Use lukewarm water rather than hot heat, increases redness and barrier stress. Choose a cleanser that leaves skin comfortable rather than tight, and cleanse with fingertips and light pressure rather than abrasive tools. Massage the cleanser for about 20-30 seconds, focusing on blackhead-prone zones such as the nose, sides of the nose, chin, jawline, forehead, and any area that tends to feel bumpy. Then rinse thoroughly. More pressure and more friction do not equal better cleansing, and aggressive rubbing irritates follicles and makes it harder to tolerate the ingredients that prevent comedones. If you wear makeup, tinted sunscreen, water-resistant sunscreen, or you layer products that leave a film, add a first step at night to dissolve those films efficiently so you do not need friction. This can be an oil cleanser, cleansing balm, or micellar water, followed by your gentle cleanser. And the point is not to wash harder, but to remove films smarter. When film is dissolved properly, the second cleanse can be gentle and brief, which reduces irritation risk while still leaving the skin truly clean. If you use micellar water, saturate the pad, press and hold briefly on areas with heavier product rather than rubbing aggressively, wipe gently, and follow with a gentle rinse or cleanser to remove leftover surfactants that can irritate sensitive skin. If you use an oil cleanser or balm, apply to dry skin, massage lightly, then emulsify with water until it turns milky and rinses clean, followed by your regular cleanser, because residue left behind can contribute to congestion for some people, particularly around the nose, chin, and hairline. Avoid building your routine around gritty physical exfoliants, harsh brushes, rough washcloth friction, or frequent alcohol toners, because repeated micro-irritation around pores inflames follicles and disrupts orderly shedding. Skin may feel smoother briefly after scrubbing, but the longer-term cost is often increased sensitivity, more visible texture, and reduced tolerance for the proven ingredients that prevent blackheads. Physical abrasion often creates the illusion of cleanliness while quietly worsening the biology that causes congestion. Morning cleansing should be individualized. Cleanse in the morning if you wake up oily, sweat at night, used heavier products before bed, or consistently see clearer pores with a gentle morning cleanse. If your skin is sensitive or easily irritated, a water rinse or very mild cleanser may be enough, as long as your evening cleanse is thorough and consistent, because the evening cleanse is the one that must reliably remove sunscreen and environmental film. If you do cleanse in the morning, keep it gentle and brief, and avoid degreasing cleansers that make you feel tight before you start the day, because tightness is a sign the barrier is being stressed and stressed skin is less cooperative. The second pillar is barrier support through moisturizer. Even if you are oily, because skipping moisturizer often backfires. A dehydrated, compromised barrier becomes more reactive, sheds unevenly, and tolerates effective, pore-clearing actives poorly, and reactive skin can clog more easily. Barrier support is not just comfort, it is prevention biology, because stable, comfortable skin is more likely to shed normally and less likely to develop chronic, low-grade irritation that makes pores look larger and texture look worse. Choose a lightweight moisturizer that feels breathable rather than waxy. Ingredients that commonly support barrier function include glycerin for hydration, ceramides for barrier lipids, panthenol for soothing support, hyaluronic acid for water-binding hydration, and in many people, niacinamide for barrier resilience and reduced redness. Apply a thin layer after cleansing, ideally while the skin is slightly damp, to reduce water loss. If you get shiny easily, choose gel cream or light lotion textures and keep the layer thin so you do not leave a heavy film on blackhead-prone zones. If you are very oily, you can keep the T-zone lighter and moisturize more generously on areas that feel tight, but do not treat moisturizer as optional. Treat it as part of keeping the follicle environment calm enough to respond to preventive actives. Moisturizing improves consistency. When your skin feels calm and comfortable, you are less tempted to chase harsh, deep cleaning, and you are more likely to maintain a plan long enough to see results. This matters because blackhead prevention is not immediate, and the routine that works is the one you can keep doing without needing breaks due to irritation. The third pillar is daily sunscreen. Broad-spectrum SPF 30 or higher reduces UV-driven inflammation and long-term collagen breakdown that can make pores appear more prominent over time. And sunscreen is essential if you use exfoliating acids or retinoids, because those can increase sun sensitivity. Consistent sun protection can also reduce uneven tone and lingering marks that make texture look worse, and healthier looking tone often makes pores look smaller simply because the surrounding skin is calmer and more even. Apply sunscreen generously. Many adults need roughly 2 finger lengths for face and neck. Spread it evenly, and reapply during extended outdoor exposure. If you sweat heavily, recognize that sweat plus sunscreen plus occlusion can increase congestion, so rinse or cleanse when possible and reapply rather than letting sweaty sunscreen sit for hours. If sunscreen feels greasy and makes you avoid it, experiment until you find a lightweight fluid, gel, or oil control formula you can wear consistently, because the most protective sunscreen is the one you actually use daily, and sunscreen clogs me is often solved by choosing a different formula and improving nighttime removal rather than skipping protection. Once cleansing, moisturizing, and sunscreen are stable, the core of prevention is 1 or 2 evidence-based actives used patiently and correctly at a frequency your skin can tolerate long-term. For most people, the strongest tools are salicylic acid, BHA, and a topical retinoid, introduced slowly enough to avoid chronic irritation. Salicylic acid is oil-soluble, meaning it can penetrate into the pore lining and loosen the compact mixture of oil and dead cells that forms comedones. It also reduces the stickiness of shedding inside the follicle and can make the pore environment less likely to compact into a visible plug. For prevention, a leave-on salicylic acid product in the 0.5% to 2% range is commonly used, but success depends on sustainable frequency rather than maximum strength. Start 2 nights per week for the first 2 weeks, then increase to 3 nights per week if your skin remains comfortable, and only move toward every other night if needed and well tolerated. Apply at night to clean. Completely dry skin, damp skin, can increase stinging. Then moisturize. If you are sensitive, buffer by applying a thin layer of moisturizer first, then salicylic acid, then moisturizer again, or apply salicylic acid only to blackhead-prone zones like the nose and chin, rather than the entire face. If persistent stinging, redness, or flaking continues beyond the initial adjustment period, reduce frequency and rebuild tolerance rather than pushing harder, because irritation undermines prevention by disrupting the barrier and making you less consistent, and it can temporarily make pores look worse because redness and dehydration increase the appearance of texture. Some people prefer a salicylic acid cleanser, which can be gentler because contact time is short. That can be useful for very sensitive skin or beginners, but for stubborn blackheads, a leave-on often works better because it has more time to act inside the pore lining. Either approach can work if it is consistent and non-irritating, and the best choice is the one you can maintain without peeling that forces you to stop. Retinoids are the other cornerstone because they normalize how skin cells mature and shed inside the follicle, reduce microcomedones, the invisible precursors of blackheads, and improve texture over time. They prevent new clogs more than they pull out old ones, so patience matters, and the early weeks are about building tolerance rather than expecting dramatic visible changes overnight. Over-the-counter adapalene 0. 1% is commonly used for comedonal acne in many regions. Stronger retinoids may require prescription depending on where you live. Retinoids work best with a low and slow introduction. Use a pea-sized amount for the entire face, not a pea per zone, applied at night to completely dry skin. Start 2 nights per week for 2 weeks, then 3 nights per week, then every other night if comfortable, and only consider nightly use if your skin truly tolerates it and you need it. Using more product does not speed results. It increases irritation. If you are sensitive, use the moisturizer sandwich method. Apply a thin layer of moisturizer, then retinoid, then another thin layer of moisturizer. Mild dryness or flaking during the first few weeks can happen as the skin adapts, but burning, persistent redness, cracking, or raw tightness means you are going too fast. Reduce frequency, add moisturizer-only nights, and rebuild tolerance gradually. If you want to use both salicylic acid and a retinoid, do not start them simultaneously and do not layer them on the same night at first. Introduce one active, stabilize tolerance for 3 to 4 weeks, then add the second on alternate nights. A practical early schedule is retinoid Monday and Thursday, salicylic acid Tuesday and Friday, and moisturizer only on the remaining nights. Later, you can adjust based on results and comfort. Many people do best with a retinoid as the long-term anchor and salicylic acid as a targeted booster once or twice weekly on the nose and chin, because that combination addresses both the follicle's shedding pattern and the oily pore environment while keeping irritation manageable. It is usually better to be slightly undertreated but consistent than overtreated and constantly inflamed, because consistency is what changes the follicle environment. Supportive ingredients can improve comfort and consistency without complicating the routine. Niacinamide in the 2% to 5% range can support barrier function, reduce redness, and modestly help oil regulation for some people. It is not as directly pore clearing as BHA or retinoids, but it often improves tolerance